Think about it for a second. At the very center of your world is the one thing you rely on more than anything else, your mind. It's your guide, your protector. It's supposed to be your most trusted advisor.
I mean, of course you do. It's you. But what if I told you that trust might be a tiny bit misplaced?
What if that very same mind is also quietly running this program in the background? A program that, believe it or not, doesn't always have your best interests at heart.
Oh yeah, it's an incredible storyteller. It can spin these epic tales about worst-case scenarios and create anxieties about things that haven't even happened, and let's be honest, probably never will. It just loves building these entire worlds out of what-ifs. And you know what's maybe the most impressive part? It's the world's best defense lawyer. Seriously, it can justify pretty much any action, making absolutely sure that in the story of your life, you always come out looking like the hero. And get this isn't a bug, it's a feature.
So this all brings us to this really core idea. Your mind is an unreliable narrator. And this internal conflict, this so-called dark side, it isn't something you only see in movie villains. Nope, it's actually a fundamental part of the human operating system.
Now that's not a criticism, okay? It's just an observation. Realizing this pattern isn't about beating yourself up. It's about finally getting a peek at the user manual for your own brain. So you might be asking, where does all this programming even come from?
Well, the answer is buried deep, deep in our evolutionary past. I want you to think of your brain as being designed by this ancient architect. And this architect had one and only one goal: keep your ancestors alive in a super dangerous world. Okay, so what's so wild about this is the huge mismatch it shows. Your brain, it's not built for happiness, it's built for survival. It's all about reacting fast and, yep, assuming the worst. And why is that? Well, think about it. Thousands of years ago, if our ancestor heard a rustle in the bushes and thought, uh-oh, predator, they ran and they survived. The one who thought, oh, probably just the wind, well, maybe not so much. And that ancient wiring, it just wasn't designed for the crazy, complex world we're all navigating today.
And this quote, wow, it just nails the prime directive, doesn't it? This one sentence explains so much of our anxiety, right? Our overthinking, why we jump to the worst conclusion. Your brain's factory default setting is basically better safe than sorry, and that goes for emotional and social risks too, not just, avoiding tigers.
But okay, this survival thing, it gets even more complicated, because it's not just about protecting your physical self anymore. It is fiercely protective of your identity, your ego. And to pull that off, oh, it is more than willing to bend, filter, and sometimes just totally rewrite reality.
So the official psychological term for this is cognitive bias. And here's a super simple way to think about it. Your brain is basically programmed to prove itself right. It's like you're wearing these special glasses that filter everything, and they only let in stuff that confirms what you already think. And the craziest part? It all happens automatically. You don't even know it's happening.
So, how does this actually play out in real life? Well, let's say you're feeling insecure about your job. Your brain turns into this detective, right? It starts hunting for every tiny mistake you make, and it completely ignores all the praise you get. Or what about this? You're worried a friend is mad at you. All of a sudden, their totally normal text message seems cold and short. And if you're the one who messes up, boom, your mind instantly launches a full-blown PR campaign to justify what you did, all to protect your ego from that uncomfortable feeling of being wrong. And sometimes, this whole reality-bending thing can have, well, pretty chilling consequences. This shows just how easily our natural empathy can get switched off. When a strong authority figure is in charge, when it feels like everyone else is doing it, or when another group of people gets dehumanized, the brain just creates distance. And this is how ordinary, good people can end up taking part in really harmful things, one justified step at a time.
So when you boil it all down, what is our mind doing all day, every single day? It's telling stories. That's it. It's telling stories about who we are, stories about what other people are thinking, stories about what's going to happen tomorrow. And the thing is, we live inside these stories like they're 100% real.
Okay, so I know this might all be sounding a little bleak. I get it. If our minds are wired this way, what can we even do? Well, here's the good news. This is where it gets really empowering. The solution isn't to declare war on your own brain. It's actually to become a better diplomat.
And that's the big paradox, isn't it? I mean, how are you supposed to live with an unreliable narrator who is also you? You can't exactly fire your own brain, right? So you have to learn how to work with it.
And the big strategic shift is right here. It's so simple. When you fight your thoughts, you just give them more power.
You try to shove anxiety away, it just comes back stronger. The goal here isn't conflict, it's curiosity. It's about learning to step back and ask, interesting, why is my brain serving this up right now?
And here's a simple but honestly an incredibly powerful tool for doing just that. Step 1. Just notice. Notice the thought or the feeling. Ah, okay, there's that anxiety again. Step 2, and this is the absolute key. Pause. Just stop. Don't react. Don't judge it. Just create one little moment of space. Then in that space, step 3, ask yourself a really simple question. Is this story my mind is spinning right now 100% true? So often you'll find the answer is no. That little pause, that's where all your power is.
All right, so as we start to wrap this up, let's totally reframe this whole thing. The goal is not to get rid of the mind's dark side. Honestly, that's impossible. The real goal is to learn how to read it, to start seeing those negative thoughts and fears not as commands you have to obey, but more like signals. Signals from an old, well-meaning friend who just happens to be a little paranoid.
And that's really the most compassionate way to look at it. There is nothing wrong with you. Seriously, your hardware is just ancient. It was designed for a world that doesn't really exist anymore. It's like you're trying to run the latest, most complex software on a computer that was built for one thing and one thing only: survival.
So here's the bottom line. In today's world, with all its noise, understanding your own internal wiring isn't just a nice to have, it's a necessity. The ability to just pause, to question that storyteller in your head before you react, that's not just a skill, it's the key to clarity, to making better decisions, and to finding some genuine freedom. That is the real superpower.
And that brings us right to the final question. This one takes everything we've just talked about and puts it squarely in your lap. Right now, what's the story your mind is telling you in this very moment? And is it actually true? Because the second you ask that question, you stop being just a character in the story. You become the editor.